Great espresso can be difficult to find when you travel. I love visiting cafes because it helps me discover new coffee, meet new people in the local areas, and sometimes I find great espresso. But even if they have the right equipment, it sadly doesn't guarantee that they can make espresso the way I like it. There are definitely more than one ways to ruin espresso. Using old coffee, tamping unevenly, or just plain not even caring if the shot is good and pressing a button. So what do you do if you're looking for great espresso when you travel? I still visit the cafes and sometimes find great espresso like I mentioned earlier, but for the rest of the time I want to make it myself to guarantee that I get the flavor I'm looking for. When I drove to Florida to see my family and friends for the Artemis launch this past summer, I didn't bring with me the smaller, handheld, manual espresso machines, but brought something else special to fix this issue. And it doesn't seem initially portable, but it is. It's called the Decent. I figured since the Decent came with its own suitcase, it must travel easily. Well, yes and no. The suitcase holds the espresso machine and many accessories fairly easily, but not the grinder or water filtration, sadly. I wanted less suitcases, and that will require a custom solution next time. I brought the Baratza 270 because it's a little lighter and smaller than the compact espresso grinder we use at Third Wave Water. I'm always looking for new coffee, so I picked up some local coffee and local water, filtered it, mixed in a little Third Wave water, then poured the results into the water reservoir. On a side note, we did some fun water experiments with the Decent to answer some past questions about using Third Wave water with the Decent. And a few weeks ago, we received a fun video from the makers of Decent recognizing our efforts in the experiment. So a huge special thanks to John Buckman for the shout out. We love what you do and look forward to continually experimenting with such a great espresso machine. The links to the experiment and Decent's recent response are in the description below. So was the Decent espresso machine portable enough for the trip? Definitely. And it's not just a great espresso machine, it's like the perfect calibrated piece of lab equipment to create a shot of espresso. Next trip I'll swap out the 270 for a modified Baratza Vario for a little better grind distribution and have a few extra helpful tools as well in a small assistant espresso suitcase. We're releasing an Espresso 101 video soon, so we'll share some great information about why it's so important to have the right water for your espresso machine. A quick hint though, if you're using the wrong water, you'll ruin your boiler. It's not just scale, but corrosion that you should worry about. Espresso machine technicians are very familiar with this issue, and we're doing our best part to help others understand it too. So tune in next time about the video, which I'll put a link up here above my head when it's finished. I wish I could bring the Lawnmower Zucco GS3 just as easily in my next trip, but it weighs in at a spry 72 pounds, so that one won't be easily lifted into the Corvette, sadly. Please let me know any questions or comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for joining.